Hey, good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great day. It is good to be back on my phone. Last night I did my live from my computer, and I felt like it looked weird, like the angle was weird. So it feels good to be back to my normal routine and my comfort zone of holding my phone and going live on my phone. I know some people really like to do it from a computer, but I don't know. I just enjoy this more. But I hope you guys had a great day, a great start to the new week. If you haven't noticed, I was a little quiet on social media today, but I was not quiet in my life. It was a crazy, crazy day, and I have a feeling the next 2 weeks are going to be crazy like this. So if I'm not around quite as much on social media, I am here, and I will be back to everything full force as soon as I get through my daughter's bat mitzvah, which is taking up my time. Today was, my kids are I did not do good planning this week. Sorry, I got a text. I put them, only put them in a half-day camp this week, or actually a 2-hour-long camp this week, which, is sort of crazy on my part, knowing that this is their last week before school. But it's really fun. They're doing, they're on a camp called Broadway Bound, so they're putting on a play. So they're doing The Lion King. So of course they came home today and they were singing all the songs and practicing their moves, and super fun. But it's only 2 hours in the day, so it doesn't give me a whole lot of time without kids. Hey, Irina. But that's okay. So this morning I was off in meetings and then came home and had my kids. And actually, it was awesome this afternoon. I have a very, very good friend of mine who used to live here in Michigan. She and I used to work together long ago, before we were married, before we had kids. And she and her husband and her kids, they live in New York, and they don't make it back here so often anymore. And they were here. They were really trying to come in for Emma's bat mitzvah and can't make it. And they were in today, and just for a short while. And she said, "We really want to see you guys." And so, of course, I had to drop everything. And we went and hung out with them, which was so nice. And, if you have an opportunity like that, right, to see friends, to see family, to see people that you don't often see, make time for them, because there's so much in this world. There's so many times when it's hard and we get together for the unhappy things and we miss out on the happy things. So when you have that opportunity, that's really, sort of how I look at the world, right? I had this really good friend who was here, and, we wanted to see each other, and I wanted my kids to see her kids, because they haven't seen each other in a long time, and it's just something special. So, I'm going to be up later tonight because I wasn't here doing what I needed to do during the day. My challah is, my next batch of challah is whirling around. You probably can't hear it because it actually just went. I think it's in the rising stage. But I'm going to be up late, but things like that are worth it, right? Things like that in our lives are really worth it to make sure that the people that are important to us know that they're important to us and are around, and that we reach to them. But tonight I want to talk about a topic that has come up a lot lately for me, with clients, with myself, and it's really sort of a powerful topic. And that is the idea of happiness versus satisfaction, right? We all strive for this idea of happiness, right? We think if we lose this weight, we're all of a sudden going to be happy. We think if we get this amazing job, we're going to be happy. We think that if we get married, we're going to be happy. We think all these things of happiness. But what does that really, really mean? And what is it that we're really looking for? So if you close your eyes for a second and imagine yourself as blissfully happy, what does that mean, right? To me, that's something that's not really attainable, right? What is really real in life is satisfaction, right? True satisfaction. Hey, Gail, true satisfaction in life, right? When we do something, when we accomplish something, right? Then when we're really satisfied, right? It doesn't mean that it's perfect, but satisfaction means that's, I think, as close to what we can be as with happiness, right? So we can work really hard at something and we can feel satisfied with our results. It doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that it's going to be smooth sailing, but we can move forward with it, right? We can enjoy it, right? So looking at a marriage, okay, this is a great way to look at it, okay, right? I would say I have a very happy marriage, right? I'm very blessed. I have a wonderful husband, right? But it's not all sunshine and roses all the time, right? And hey, Michael, that's not what marriage is. That's not what life is, right? I would say overall, I am happy, right? But it's not every day. It doesn't doesn't mean that we don't bicker. It doesn't mean that he doesn't get on my nerves or I don't get on his nerves or we don't disagree about things, right? That's completely real. But I would say that there's satisfaction, right? Overall, my life is better because of my marriage, right? If it wasn't better because of my marriage, I wouldn't be in my marriage, right? I wouldn't stay in my marriage. But, right? So overall satisfaction, when we have a goal, when we reach something, right? We think, when I went to lose 75 pounds, when I went on program to lose 75 pounds, right? Somewhere in my crazy brain, I thought this is going to solve everything. I'm going to get this weight off. I'm going to be completely happy, right? Because as you guys know, anybody who's followed my story, I'm pretty clear on the fact that I was really, really, really miserable and really not satisfied in my life at the time, when I was 75 pounds heavier. And that was a piece of it. That was a symptom of it, right? My extra weight, the fact that I had put on all this weight, was a symptom of being unhappy, being dissatisfied in my life. And when I lost the weight, some of that went away, but it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden everything else in my life became sunshine and roses. It didn't, right? The other things, I have to work on the other things, right? I had to work on the mindset piece. I had to make a mindset shift to help myself find that. But it's finding satisfaction in my life. It's finding satisfaction in the things that I do, because happiness is this crazy thing that I don't really believe is attainable. But when we think of it as satisfaction, then we can move on, right? You work really hard at something and you're totally satisfied. You're satisfied with the results, right? Like I said, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. So when you start to take away that really big thought on this far off goal of this happiness, not that we shouldn't strive to be happy, because we should be happy, right? On a daily basis, we want to be happy. But this overall feeling of all the time happiness isn't real. It's not real. It's not there. And it's setting ourselves, in my mind, setting ourselves up for something that's not attainable, and then it becomes more depressing. But if we start striving for complete satisfaction in what we do, right? And we can find the beauty in it and find the satisfaction in our hard work or find the satisfaction in whatever is around us, that will translate more into happiness. I hope this is making sense. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier, and she's like, wow, she had never thought of it this way. And I wanted to come on and share it with you because it's a different mindset thought process on how we look at the world, right? And it makes it so much more attainable and makes it feel like, okay, I can get there. I can work to find satisfaction in what I've done, right? Instead of something that's not tangible, right? This idea of happiness is not tangible, but there's satisfaction when you reach a goal. And, so if this is not making sense, or if this is making sense, let me know in the comments, because I always like to get feedback as to whether I'm explaining what my thought process is, right? I have these crazy thoughts up here. And I'm not, sometimes they might not come out so clear. But, and let me know what you think of this. How does this resonate with you? How does this resonate? How do you see your life? Do you find satisfaction in the way you're living your life? And if not, what isn't satisfying, right? Because that's first. If you want to change something, if you want to make a change in all of this, the first thing you have to do is you have to recognize whether you're feeling satisfied or not feeling satisfied in your life. And if you're not, you have to recognize why you're not, and admit that and really process through that, because that's something tangible that you can change, right? When I wasn't happy with my weight, I wasn't satisfied being 100 pounds overweight at my heaviest, right? But once I wasn't satisfied with those results, with where I was, I could take the action steps to change that, right? And as I found the other things that I may not have been so satisfied with in my life, I could take action steps to change that, right? That's something that is tangible and something that is doable, right? And it's goal-oriented, right? When we're goal-oriented, we're either reaching a goal or we're not reaching a goal. And I was talking about this yesterday, and I did not bring my rubber band. I was talking about this the other day with the structural tension, and I said I was going to bring a rubber band and show it. Same kind of thing, though. It's really the same. It's what is your why, right? Your why, getting to that why is getting yourself to satisfaction, to finding that true satisfaction, and finding that strength in your life. It all ties together. All of this ties together. And, if you're really struggling to find this, to figure this out, I talked about the other night, my life book, right? I'm going to keep touting this life book. It is awesome, right? The beginning of this life book, the very first element in the life book helps you figure out why you want to make the change in your life, whatever it is, right? I'm using this to help my clients with weight loss, right? But this doesn't have to be about just with weight loss, right? Everything. Finding your why. And if you want to try check out the life book, the first two elements 1 and elements 2, are free for you for download. Just message me and I will give you the link to it happily. And you can go in and check it out because they're awesome. They're amazing. My clients that are using this are being blown away and loving it, right? And calling me with all these revelations that they're finding just within themselves going through this, right? Because like I said, the first 6 elements are all about mindset, right? And that's what we've got to change in our life. That's how we've got to find satisfaction in what we're doing, is by shifting our mindset, right? And it's powerful. It's really, really, really powerful. Every single one of us has the ability to change. Every single one of us has the ability to find that in our lives, right? I know you guys have followed me and I get comments all the time, oh, I wish I could what you've done. You can do what I've done. That's the beauty of this, right? You can do what I've done, whether it's weight loss, whether it's a total shift in my emotional, whether it's the building my financial freedom that I've worked hard to build over the last 3 years. This is available for every single person who wants it. You just have to be ready to do the work. It's not going to be handed to you, right? It was not handed to me on a silver platter. I did the work over the last three and a half years, right? And I'm still doing the work. I do the work every single day, right? Losing 75 pounds was not easy work, right? Yes, I could eat what I needed to eat to do that, right? That was one small piece of it. But I wouldn't be sitting here 3.5 years later with the weight off and still maintaining it through this crazy, crazy, crazy time in my life right now, right? If I wasn't using the tools that I was given to keep it off, if I hadn't shifted my mindset, if I didn't have a coach, if I didn't have a healthy community, if I didn't have all the other pieces that I have been blessed with over the last 3.5 years, and if I didn't have my clients, right? Coaching clients is a huge piece of how I keep my weight off, right? Because when you're living something, when you're really living it, breathing it, talking about it, I have another book that I wanted to show you, but I think I left it upstairs because I was running a training call with it this morning, and I don't think I brought it back down, that talks exactly about that, right? When you're living it, breathing it, teaching it, living through it, that's how it becomes part of who you are, right? My other book, I'll bring it down here tomorrow night when I go live and talk about it in there, because there's some great stuff in there. Really about how we learn and how we change and how we really make a big impact on our own lives. So, if you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you have comments, it is after 11 o'clock, but unfortunately I'm not going to bed yet. I'm going to be up late I've got my challah going, right? And I got lots to do tonight for this awesome bat mitzvah that's coming up. But I am going to sign off so I can get some work done. But I hope you guys have a great night. And I'd love to chat, right? If you want to chat privately, shoot me a message. If you have any specific questions, if you have something you want me to talk about live and, tomorrow night or another night, let me know, because I always like getting feedback from everybody. But have a wonderful, wonderful night. I will see you back here tomorrow night. Actually, if everybody can say a little prayer for my daughter tomorrow morning. We do her annual bone marrow biopsy, which gets done once a year for those of you who have not been following me for the last year, so didn't catch this last year, or haven't been following what goes on. My daughter, the one whose bat mitzvah it is, she 10 years ago was diagnosed with a very rare blood disorder called polycythemia vera. It is 1 in 10 million in pediatrics, and she and so she every year, thank God, she is stable and has been stable since her diagnosis at age 2, but she has to have an annual bone marrow biopsy every year to make sure that her condition is not starting to transform, because her condition in geriatric, it's usually a geriatric disease, and in geriatrics, if something else does not take the person beforehand, it always turns into a pre-leukemia condition. They have no idea how it plays out really in pediatrics, because like I said, it's 1 in 10 million. So they just keep an watch on her. Thank God for the last 10 years since her diagnosis, she has been stable and all of her results come back normal. So we are expecting everything to be normal again with her results for tomorrow. But, it's still, they have to put her under and they still have to do the procedure. So any prayers for those of you who are believers who give prayers, any prayers that you can give, we always appreciate them. I'll come on tomorrow for sure and catch everybody up. A lot of times I do my live sometimes I do it from the hospital when we go and do it. Last year I did. So my live may be earlier tomorrow. I don't know. But if not, I will definitely catch everybody up tomorrow night. Thank you, Gail. We won't get the news tomorrow. We won't get the news for a couple of weeks. They have to send it off to. They send it off to several different hospitals to check it. She gets it done at University of Michigan checks it, and then they send it to Mayo, and they send it to a couple of other places so that there's all different eyes on it and checking for whatever the different things that they look for at each different place to get a comprehensive look, to make sure that everything is staying as it should be. So I hope have a great night, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. And like I said, if you have anything else you want to chat about or you want me to chat about, let me know. Thank you, Gail. I will pass on your thoughts and prayers to her. And for those of you who haven't also been following, she is, her whole bat mitzvah, her Sunday event is dedicated to an organization that helps kids with long-term and terminal illnesses. She's a pretty cool girl. She is doing a drive for art supplies for kids in the hospital through this organization. So if anybody wants to make an art supply donation, we would love art supplies. And then she's also collecting money. She's asked for instead of people giving her gifts for her bat mitzvah, for people to make donations to our fundraiser for Chai Lifeline, both of which are still going on. We have big lofty goals for both this year. And we thank everybody who has already donated. We have a whole pile. You can see behind me all the boxes. There's all kinds of boxes behind me of stuff for her bat mitzvah, including a bunch of boxes from Amazon that people have shipped stuff for Chai Lifeline for the art supplies, which is really awesome. We are really appreciative to everyone who has donated so far, both art supplies and to our fundraiser. So I hope you have a great night, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.